Amnian Nights, and we are back into the swamp. We fought off the big villain last time, saved the Kuatoa. Who we didn't save was nearly Pip, who was a rabbit pube away from death. We managed to save him. However, the Grand Farblex seems to have been struck down in some sort of coma as a result of the divine chorus that the big villain rang out. So we are spending the evening there. You're about to set off into the swamp until a slightly plot device comment from one of the Kuatoa reminded Asher that the Farblex was going to brew all the potions you needed to survive. So you've decided to rest here for the night and set off in the morning. And that's where we pick up. The Farblex has been carried inside and is now being tended to by his companions. You all feel powerful, good about yourselves, good about your strength. I think you'd all effectively rolled to be able to identify that this external sense of strength was almost certainly magical in nature, but you'd feel like you'd had a couple of level ups just off this encounter. But as attention now turns to the Farblex and the evening continues, you start to feel that slight power, that power slightly dwindle from you. But yeah, as day turns to night and guards set up outside, though they're not very good guards because they're loud and just chatty and clearly are more excited about the events of the evening than actually keeping watch. What do you all want to do?
I mean, if we're all sorted up, I guess I'm just gonna be like, we're keeping watch tonight, right?
Have you checked that the Grand Farblex is just, is he stable? Do we think he's just going to come around naturally, or?
We confirmed that last time, right, Jim?
Yeah, you check. You can tell that it is a gradual. It's
Sure.
a bit of a magical stupor, but it does seem to very slowly be fading.
Yeah, Asher will just be like, it might take him a minute to wake up, but he'll get there. He's all good.
Pip is going to identify a suitable corner and use that free space. You know, nice having your back to as many walls as possible, especially when you're a bit wary about the tribulations and dangers of this area. So a nice little corner, and he's going to ritually cast Tiny Hut.
Nice. Remind me of the size of Tiny Hut.
It is a 10-foot sphere. Oh, 10-foot radius. That's bigger than I thought.
It's huge.
Well.
Yeah, you could fit a whole party in there easily.
I thought it was going to be like a 10 by 10 square. Well, in that case, I find somewhere where there's room to cast it. Probably like over here or something.
Yeah.
Presumably a pillar would be in the way.
That's fine. We can sort that. What colour is your tiny hut?
I make it grey so it blends as much as possible in with the stone and rubble.
Purple for your master. Understood.
You mean purple for my cool vibe?
Grey.
I mean grey.
Yeah, unfortunately difficult.
Just make it purple.
Yeah. But yeah, a tiny hut is formed.
Ooh. So yeah, within there he's going to kind of sit back to the wall and do a little sketching, I suppose. A little charcoal sketching.
You can't see into you can't see into a tiny hut, can you? Only out. I'm thinking I'll make a prefab for this so we can just drop it whenever we do the spell, and I'll have it walled and stuff.
The dome is indeed opaque from the outside.
So it just looks like a big old blob.
Cool. Well, I'll handle that. But yes, we have a tiny hut, and you would see Pip cast this ritual and then just turn into a large lump of concrete. There are many oohs and ahs from the Kuatoa, who I imagine would absolutely come over with all of the curiosity and simplicity of the grab machine aliens from Toy Story, at this strange magic appearing around them. And remind me, is a tiny hut where, unless you have whitelisted them, it is hard to them as well?
It is
A couple of
completely
them
impenetrable.
Are like clambering up on top of it and are like dancing to each other. Looking up, you are horrified at more than one glance up a fishman's loincloth, as they're all dancing away and sitting.
You
and
know,
chatting.
when you want to relax after a near-death experience, being inside a box covered in weird
Fishman.
fish people climbing everywhere,
given-
not really what you want.
It is given Nosy Safari Park vibes.
Obsidian is
Roll
winning
into bubble.
currently.
Obsidian is what?
Winning currently.
Winning.
Being completely outside on his own. Oh, yes, this is quiet.
Is Obsidian staying outside?
Yes. He has
Asher,
found a very cozy island.
yeah, just exposed to everything in the swamp. Sounds great.
Yes.
To Asher, did he say how long he would take to make this potion?
He said it would take him a night.
He said it would take him the night, but if he's not awake, then maybe it'll take him most of the day when he wakes up.
Well, if you remember, I described that he was starting to slowly stir. This is basically the effect lasts for an hour, but I don't think it's realistic that they just drop to the floor and then suddenly at the end of the 59th minute go back to.
Okay.
So yeah, the effects are starting to slowly come off him.
Okay, that was Gija trying to figure out if we have longer than a long rest plus 8 hours. She guess the answer is no. We should probably rest then. Get ready for the expedition tomorrow.
Yeah. Do we want to do shifts? Pip seems to have gone into some sort of burrow or something. So
I'm going to try to persuade Obsidian to come inside with us. Do you want to join me?
sure. Sure.
I mean,
We'll see how we do.
We'll take your silence as a no. Or are you making your ways out to him? There we go.
Whose silence? I responded.
No, I thought that I didn't see you'd moved out to him, so I thought that was RP reaching out to him. To which Mr. Defford replied,
No, we're walking
Sean.
over there. We're doing
imagine
the
on the
slow approach, like, "Hey, buddy."
I imagine Obsidian is sort of in the middle of just prepping his little lair for the night. Just putting out a bedroll right around the little fence that still stays there.
Hey, man. You gonna sleep out here all alone tonight?
Oh, that
With,
seems preferable.
like, she's gonna gesture to the floating headstones. Like, it seems kind of ominous, doesn't
We have probably killed the most dangerous thing around here.
You hope.
I would hope, yes. It has a specific stench to it. I would hope that that's very much enough to scare away any casual predator like an animal. Something to that effect. And also there is a giant warband. I don't think we'll find anything much more dangerous than that. You want to sleep in the middle of it, so...
What, those
They're
guys?
pretty friendly. Yes.
They're
Very friendly, yes.
As you look over at the two Kuatoa near the door, they're currently playing a game to see who can stack the most helmets on their head.
I think
I think they're okay, and I
Oh,
tend
good.
to see danger everywhere.
And that's all right then.
Like the thing is, Obsidian, if you stay out here, I'm gonna spend the night trying to be in two places at once, and I'm not going to sleep a wink, and I am pretty tired.
I can think of no character in D&D who is more able to be in two places at once.
Not 30 feet. Would you at least be 30 feet from me so that I can leave Kura with you? Must you stay on this island?
Well, if it matters to you that much for some reason, I can head in.
My peace
Brings
of
me no
mind
joy,
help you.
but...
Think of it as a favor for a friend.
Yes.
Cyril looks at Asher as in like she cannot believe that worked.
I mean, I think he's mainly only here because you are.
That wasn't manipulative. I'm not trying to manipulate. I was just trying to keep him safe.
No, man. If he stays out here, something's gonna eat him in the middle of the night, or try
what I-
to, and then we have to wake up and help, and then we don't sleep, and then we go to
It's-
the temple tired. No, yeah. God, what was that sound?
I didn't know it was going to do that.
Oh, it already has a thing. Cool.
Oh.
Okay. I will get rid of a light then.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm on board. I get it.
Oh.
I'm
Yeah,
picking up what
I
you're
don't
putting
think they
down.
think about the mental load, you know. It's just there's this like to-do list of tasks that is always there. And it's not like the immediate thing, it's the things around the immediate thing that you're constantly thinking about, and it can get
I think he'll sleep almost about the same in here as he would out there. So and we'll all sleep better. So it's sixes, you know? It works out.
As you come back in, you see the Farbleck sort of being slowly helped to his feet by a couple of his companions. And he raises his hands up in the air for a moment and tries to exalt, but his voice is a bit of a croak. Yeah, I'm also absolutely going to have you make a Mad Assets version of this thing here, Luca.
Yeah. Tiny hut.
You were successful then.
Yeah, I'll keep walking forward. Hey, man. I'm glad to see you're awake.
An unpleasant period of time trapped in my own mind. Unable to move, unable to see, unable to hear.
Yeah, I've been there. It's never fun.
Thank you to whoever of you placed a pillow beneath my head instead of stones.
Who was that?
I can't remember. One of you mentioned it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The beast
Listen.
was killed or was driven away?
He was melted.
Heavens.
Yeah.
Which
so-
of you?
Well, no, it's more he seems to be like a there's these places that are other places than here. And but like they're places like here, but they're like on top of here or below here or over here, but they're kind of the same and you can go between them and sometimes
You're
they're
speaking
like
of Vienna and Outer Plains.
yeah. Listen, I'm this is all kind of new information to me because like apparently there's also mirror ones. It's a whole thing. There's other U's out there. But listen, the important thing is this guy is from one of those, we think. So with some effort, he might pop back up, but we don't know how long it'll be. But we've told all your buddies that even if you go down, you hit that thing enough times and he'll melt. So they know what to do next time.
They do seem emboldened.
Yeah. It's like don't run for the hills or whatever if you get knocked a few times or someone goes down. You just keep hitting him and he'll melt.
There was something else between hit and hits. This creature seemed annoyed that the perspective of reforming might delay some sort of purpose. I think he might have left the temple for some particular reason, although I cannot imagine why.
With a sudden appearance, my understanding was that he had been driven from the temple. You think perhaps he was coming out to get food to take back? Could there be more?
Well, you said you've seen him actually like consume these little guys though himself, right? So
Yes.
I don't know. Unless it's that thing that birds do,
Lay eggs.
No, but all right. Listen, I was wondering, not to like rush you or harsh your mellow or anything, but do you feel up to making some water breathing potions tonight?
Yes, this is the deal we struck.
All right, yeah. Well, all right, but you did kind of take a little like.
I would like to change my robes, for I had no control over myself the last hour, and then after that I will tend to making your potions.
Well, I mean, if you want, and she'll just reach out and tap him on the shoulder and cast prestidigitation. Let me just help you out there.
Yes.
Bit is new. Works wonders, Those bad trips, you can't really control everything all the time.
Sorry?
Nothing.
Well, you must take refreshment here for the evening in the safety of our walls as you have now made them, and I will tend to the brewing of these potions, and in the morning you will leave and we will leave.
Oh, you're gonna leave?
We wander. We do not always remain here to afford us better protection, but we can return to the business of the clan, tend to dead trees and water-bloated graves.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, I'm gonna probably try and catch some Z's,
Would you be, you're clearly experts in the area. We do have a guide. I'm wondering if whatever is happening at the temple is as perilous for your people as it has been for the explorers who tried to brave it. Would you join us?
We don't go in. They were fools to go in. It is a sacred site. It is more of
Sacred to who?
more of a graveyard than this place.
right.
If there's anything you know that can help us tomorrow, as we will be going in, there's someone who might be still alive.
I know it was its original name. I do not know, but I know that everybody here, as I mentioned earlier, has called it the Temple of the Two Shattered Dreams. I know it was built in preparation for the birth of two great princes, but they were slain when they were babes, and the temple fell into ruin. Never needed for its purpose, and the queen was said to be so bereft that the temple sank beneath the water. It is a haunted mausoleum to potential never realized.
Humankind?
I've never been in.
That's a
I've told you
Sounds
everything
good.
I know.
Cool. All right. I'm gonna just turn to Siri. Sounds like it's gonna be really fun. I'm gonna just go off and I'm gonna
It
poke
really
my
is.
head in here. Sorry, go ahead.
It really is much better when it's just about killing demons rather than dealing with dead babies and unclaimed potential.
I'm gonna poke my head in the because Pip, you said you were hoping to change so you cast this with us present, right?
Yeah, to allow you in.
I'm gonna poke my head in. What's it look like in there?
It's gone.
It is gone. It is
Mhm.
but a dome. Inside is as the map, effectively. It is still rubble, and he's curled up in the corner, and probably has his bedroll set down. But
In the
don't
what?
pull a face.
In the what?
There is no magically provided lavish interior.
Did that time out on a spell effect, or did you manually remove it?
I removed it.
Is there not
It is.
a magical interior? With
It is just
tiny
a protective bubble.
Oh.
However,
Why
it
would
is
I
completely
imagine-
impenetrable.
I've
Which some might
always
say is
imagined
busted.
Tiny Hut. Yeah. I've always imagined Tiny Hut to be like a magic version of those little thick rubber plastic things, monkey, that like you would fold inside out.
Oh
and
yeah,
sit on the
the
table.
bounce.
It's 100% one of
I
them.
was just imagining him as some sort of like yurt, you know, just kind of.
No,
One day.
it's dumb. Yeah, he gets to work brewing. Is it opaque looking out? I can't remember.
No, it's translucent
That would have
from
been
within.
amazing. You're just sat there on the wall, suddenly ash everywhere.
So unfortunately, I can see all the fish people. In
Oh.
fact, partway through, as they were gathering round, he'll stick his head out and be like, "You must not touch the dome, for if you do, you will be zapped with electricity." And then he'll just disappear back inside and not say anything else.
The one who is stood on top dancing gasps for a moment, and then
Oh.
for a moment stiffens, and you see crackles dance over him for a moment as he falls soundly off the dome and lands heavily on the floor, clearly having taken some sort of damage.
No regrets.
Sad. I'm gonna look back to see what Obsidian's doing.
What do you mean? Obsidian is already curled up on the column,
Okay.
making his sleeping place there.
I'm gonna go over to this corner. And I'll just curl up right there. I cannot. What is it to move your thing outside of the grid?
Shift.
Shift.
Wait, is this tiny hut single person?
No, you can all come in.
Yeah, there's room in the hut for those who wish to.
It can hold 9 people.
I'm leaving Cora outside, Asha, if you wanna
Okay.
come in and, not sleep in the cold, wet, icky, stinky, humid environs. Although it might be the same inside.
We have the same thing.
Yeah, it's no difference to Asher. I personally would be inside the bubble, but she guess not.
Oh, damn. Actually, Electrified Boy wouldn't have understood what Pip said, but oh well, it was worth it for the lols. So, anything that anybody wishes to do instead of sleeping before I have a sleep?
No. Pip will spend the remainder doing lots of charcoal scribbling, and he will also go into his scholar's pack and get out a partially full whiskey bottle and drink from that.
Dun, dun, dun.
Obsidian will be sleeping quite badly, trying to keep an eye out for what the fish people are doing.
Yeah, they seem to settle down quite quickly into sleep.
Siri's gonna do something new that I've been thinking about for a bit, inspired by the feeling of profound satisfaction that she received after this battle. On the back of the book, this is the only one she has on her right now, on Knights of Bahamut, she's gonna start scribbling maybe like the starts of some sort of poem / prayer about sort of purpose and protection. In her mind is the Courtois, their seeming frailty and yet their strength as they unite in their shared beliefs and all of those things. Just trying to. It's clumsy. It's very clumsy. But there's just something about that, and she's just going to try to find the words to express her gratitude.
Okay. Morning comes round. The Farblex emerges with a satchel full of potions. I have been able to brew 6 potions of water breathing. Do you find this to be acceptable?
I will look around at the group. Yeah, yeah. If no one's objecting.
How long do they last?
An hour.
An hour. Are there any side effects to taking one after the other in quick succession?
I think that should be fine. Let me just read and see. Yes. That should be fine. Might be difficult to drink one whilst you're already underwater. But let me know for certain. I've given them to Asha and I've increased the number of them to 6.
Let you know how. Like, how would one go about contacting you should we ever want to in the future?
The swamp. You can find me in this swamp. I am likely to stay here until I die.
All right. Okay.
You speak their tongue. Many things in the swamp speak that tongue. Ask for the Farblacks.
Okay. Sounds good. Are you the only Foblex?
In this swamp, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, cool.
So you continue your way due south from here, yes?
If that's the way to the temple, then yes.
And Clarice just gives a slow nod.
Yeah. Why?
In case you didn't know which way to go, I was making conversation.
Oh, it's so sweet.
It seemed nicer than saying, well, time for you to leave.
Oh.
Because that seemed
All
ungrateful.
right. Yeah. All
And we
right.
are very grateful,
But we should.
we're reaching
Yeah.
that point where I'm not really sure what else to talk about.
No, you're totally right. It's been great. Glad we could help each other out.
Thank you for killing the terrible creature.
Yeah, good luck in the future with whatever else you encounter in this swamp.
And
I'm gonna go give double high fives to all my little buddies.
they are extremely enthusiastic about it. You clock after a while, there's so many of them, but you recognize enough sort of like scars and identifiable features that you realize
Okay.
that more than one of them is giving high fives and then it's basically running to the end of the queue. So you probably go through them like 2.5 times before you realize that you're just going to be here all day.
Right. Okay. Cool.
So yeah, time to depart. Any last words from Obsidian? Or is he just keen to get out?
No words. I mean, he's not been talking with them at all.
And so you leave. You are back on your way, heading south through, not particularly, you can't really call it a path or a road at the moment. There is a general sense where the trees are slightly clearer heading south, but then the trees are off to the sides. There was probably a much better road here at some point back in time, but you have long since passed that point. Yeah, as you trudge your way ever south, Pip, you would be back on Clarice's back if you permit it.
Love to.
But yeah, you are making your way towards the south. Once we get to the shores of a lake, that will be my part of this concluded. And I will fondly wish you farewell. And good luck in finding your associate, friend.
Clarice, can you turn into a water-breathing creature?
I suppose I've never had need to. I can turn into a duck. Although they just swim down for a bit, don't they?
They do, yes.
No, I don't believe that I can. I've never really had need to.
That's a shame.
And what will you do once you're inside?
That is a very good question.
Guess we'll try to find our associate. And if he's alive, then take him back with us. If he's not, then bring word of his fate to his loved one.
how is it you return? Will you just retrace your steps?
We have a flute.
Oh. I knew a man who had an accordion once.
It's a special one. Can grant us recall, and we will be ported back to the Adventurers Guild.
Oh, it sounds terrifyingly wizardly to me.
Not as unpleasant as you might think.
I will look forward to returning to tending the trees, although I have enjoyed your company. I've spoken more in the last 2 days than I think I had the last 2 years. It's a little
You could-
embarrassing, really. I feel like I've not really shut up.
No, you've been fine.
You've been a very helpful guide.
It's tiring, isn't it?
What talking?
Having to be talking and mindful of other people so often. I certainly do. I know what's what with my own thoughts and my own company and my own values. I don't really know any of you. You seem pleasant enough, but it's different to knowing yourself and being in your own company.
Yeah, I guess, but you know, you do it enough, you kind of learn the ins and outs of it. Despite not doing it very frequently, you did really well, I think.
That's very nice of you to say. I shall, in the spirit of being sociable, I shall take your words meant honestly.
Well, good, because that's how I meant them.
Then that's how I'll receive them, says the mammoth.
So tempted to keep going.
After a couple of hours, you come rather abruptly to just what seem there's so many like furrows and bits of pond and marsh and lake that stretches out that suddenly what felt like it was just going to be another bit of bog you realise actually goes and goes, and there is just a large lake out in front of you, in the very centre of which you can just see it almost looks like a floating log for a moment, just the very, very crest of a roof sticking out, a very small islet in the middle. Well, that's the temple, although obviously it's beneath that, which is where the swimming down will come, I suppose.
Right.
Now,
How
I
big is
will-
the temple, do you know?
No.
No, I thought not.
I'll be heading immediately east after we part ways. Heading more inland. There's some stretches of forest and marsh that I've not checked on in a few months, so I'll make my way there and make sure that all is as it should be. But I'll swing by on my way back in case you need any help. It should be in about 3-4 weeks, and see if you're in need of anything.
I tell you what, we'll leave you a mark. If you see a little pile of stones just around this tree, you will know that we made it okay. Because we will, but just for your insurance.
Very well. And in case you come back here, if you find that the stones have been removed and been placed back properly, that you will know that I've received your message and I'm pleased to hear that you're well. So that sounds like a marvelous arrangement.
Sirius shakes her hand, or extends her hand out for it to be shaken.
She shakes the hand. Well, we have travelled in each other's company for several days. I wish you the best of luck.
You too.
Been a pleasure to meet you, Clarice.
And she smiles and nods and just starts heading off to the east, leaving you on the shore of the lake.
Don't suppose any of you have a boat hanging around in your pack?
No, I do have a huge sense of apprehension. Maybe it's because of both. The fact that we're going into a temple, which we know very little about, other than everyone that goes in dies. And we have very little ways of communicating underwater.
Yeah, well, hopefully it's not the whole thing is flooded, you know? Maybe we
Can you
find
maintain
pockets of air and dip into those every so often.
that light you do?
Yeah,
Can you maintain that underwater?
yeah.
That'll come handy.
You've got your helmet thing.
Mm.
Cool. I'm gonna hand a potion to Pip and a potion to Obsidian, and say, do we maybe want to try one of these logs to float over to the top of the temple before we drink and head down? Also, when you, DM, said in the middle of a lake, I suddenly realized where we were going. Does this swamp seem sorrowful at all?
That would have been a good one.
I've swam this lake before.
Are we making the right decision? Is this futile?
This is a weird time.
Where does
for you
that
to
come
bring
from?
This up.
We have no idea what might live in here, and
You had no idea what was killing the Quatar.
yes, and it almost killed us. What's
Well,
to
you
say that?
specifically.
Exactly.
But it didn't.
Listen, I know you haven't been with us long, but I don't know if you heard me talking to those little guys, but everything I told them was true. I get that it's totally a bad vibe to go down like that, and start drifting off to wherever, but it isn't that uncommon. I don't know if this is actually going to be that reassuring to you, but we'll get you back up if you go down, you know? And if we all go down, then the good news is we won't be here for when Sendax wrecks everything.
I guess a different way of looking at it is that if we do think we're going to stand a chance against Sundax, we for sure are more than capable to deal with whatever is down there.
Well, I don't know if we are, but You know, Asher, that is surprisingly comforting. If the end is inevitable, better to do something rather than nothing. And who knows, maybe we'll succeed.
Right? You never
Hey.
know.
The bit that jumped across flames and timeline definitely thought a 1% chance was a chance worth taking.
That is true. Well then, I'll only need quite a small log, because I don't weigh very much.
I did say about
So
100
with-
meters out as well.
What's up with the logs?
Well, Asher was suggesting that we could use them as a flotation device.
Oh,
I mean, I'd rather not. Listen, that lake, swimming through it on just for a nice little paddle, seems a little sketch. You know. So I thought maybe we could float out there, and then when we absolutely have to go under the water, we do that. But,
Right.
you know, just swimming out, legs dangling down where all the crocodiles and snakes can nip at them, gives me the heebie-jeebies.
all right. You need me to push it for you?
Well, then you'll get eaten.
That's all right.
Okay, then. I mean, we can also grab a branch or something and, you know, paddle our own.
What in the Huckleberry Finn do you think this is? How
It's a
often do you
swamp.
find
There's
these things?
loose, dead trees all about. We are 4 strong individuals. I'm sure we could work this out somehow.
You've sort of have to. I'd love to see you on Survivor or something and watch you go to shit in half an episode. Just like, I saw the Jungle Book. Why isn't this working?
Listen,
The bear offers
this
no
is a
flotation.
fantasy game.
Yeah, you can set. So you get this log, this dead log, that you roll off the shore, and a couple of you roll it to berth it into the water, and just watch as it continues to roll slightly on the silty bed and just gradually disappears from sight down into the water before about 30 seconds later, there's a slight whoop to the surface, and it is very, very tentatively buoyant.
Okay. So, like, 1 person per log.
But yes, you are able to start slowly. The water is, it's almost a bit disconcerting. The water is warmer than the surrounding air.
Okay.
It does not have the kind of shock that you were expecting, but it's unusually warm.
Just a giant lake of pee.
Giant lake of pee. That's true. And yeah, you are able to slowly make your ways out over to near where the little structure pops out. No clear way of entry. It is a roof, not the WoW temple that you were thinking of, Luca.
Not
There
a
comes a
little
point
tip
where
of a cigarette.
no. There comes a point where, yeah, you feel like you are out next to it. The only way from here on out can be down.
All right. I'm gonna look around to the non-helmet wearing and just be like, bottoms up. And I will take out one of my potions and drink it.
I can never remember, does Obsidian have hold his breath for an hour or actual water breathing? As Lizard Folk.
Sorry. 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Hold breath.
Cool.
10 minutes or 15, something like that.
need to send one of these?
You do. I like to think that with bottoms up, Obsidian just like duck bottoms and start swimming down.
Send to player.
15 minutes at a time.
15 minutes, cool.
2 to Pip. And then I'm going to send 2 to Obsidian.
Do you have an additional one?
I have
2, 2, 2.
yeah 2 2 2. We got 6 made because you have the helmet.
Yeah, no, I'm wondering if it's worth having one in case I need to give it to someone, but probably it's fine. Don't worry about
I
it.
mean, if we're all down, come and get it out of our pockets.
Yeah, yeah, or like, yeah, we get separated and my helmet gets off or whatever. I think it'll be fine.
So,
A jellyfish bubble.
having taken your potion and beginning and like putting your head under the water, it is not too murky this far out. It was definitely murkier near the edges where things are probably coming to drink and just the silt gets churned up more. It is rather clear out here, and you see the grimy, algae-covered steps of a tiered pyramid beneath the water. Up each of the corners, there is the remnants of intricate carvings that look to be almost like a huge, large-scaled snake running up each corner. Although the top third of the temple, before it crests with water, the pattern just reaches out to have these huge feathered wings trailing down the steps of the pyramid. You see a huge pair of doors on one face, but they have had so much rock collapse in front of them that it looks like they haven't been opened in centuries, if not longer. You do spy in the floor down near the temple a large hole, like an opening, throughout which occasionally just a few bubbles of air come out of, which looks like it may be a means in.
Cool. I also forgot to say that I would have cast my light on my little coin on my strung to my belt. So I would have, having been able to see that, I would have pointed at everyone else and continued swimming down my way.
I will give to all of you as well that, like, looking around with with light and with your ability to sort of focus on not having to breathe and panic, there is not even small fish out here.
Oh,
This
cool.
whole sign, you see 0 signs of life, from fish to reptile to bird. It is just an empty, still body of water. Warm like pee, as Luca put it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, do you swim to the hole?
Yeah, that's where I'm headed.
It quickly becomes quite rocky and jagged going through, and a little windy, but it remains like a good 10, 15 feet wide. It never feels like you're getting into horrible, dangerous spelunking. But it definitely twists for a little while until you see a shimmer up above for your light spell, and realize that you can see the surface of a breaking pool.
Death, what the fuck?
We carry on with our solemn mission.
Yep, I will continue forward.
What's our marching order, actually? Our swimming order.
Swimming order.
I would think that Obsidian's the strongest swimmer. But I'm the one
Then
with the
sure,
light.
Obsidian would be happy to just be in front, I suppose. Lead the way downwards.
I'll be second for the light.
Middle.
Cool. I'll be light fast.
So, Asha has a light spell on her currently, doesn't she?
Yes.
Let me just make a change to that. And then I will load our scene.
Ooh, scary map.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I cannot move. Oh my god. I can suddenly move.
Oh dear. Oh no.
Okay.
Everyone go really slowly. Watch your step. She says as she summons Cora. And checks the environs.
Yeah. So it is clearly some sort of cavern you have emerged in. There are, we will say that there are not cobwebs. Unfortunately, the artist who makes this always puts webs. We have no cobwebs. But there is, we'll say they're vines. Wherever you see cobwebs, it's vines and moss. But there are some outcrops of glowing, softly glowing fungi and a few larger mushrooms.
Which way? And Asher's gonna, I don't know, try and sniff the air. I'm gonna try and Gandalf which way we should go.
Based on what? What does that even mean? You make a perception check to see what
which,
you can.
Which way smells the funkiest?
I will give to you the three that the funk. Make a perception check.
Oh, I don't get it for free?
The air is just musty and stale. There is a tinge of something else, but you're just not quite able to pinpoint what it may be.
Okay.
However, Sire, you would perhaps have a bit more recognition of the smell. It makes you think of Xandar Blackwood, the marshal at home, and the training he'd give you, and the times that you were spent maintaining and fixing equipment, being taught how to care for your equipment. And as you try to pinpoint what that sudden train of thought has to do with where you are, you realise that what you can smell is just that slight oxidizing decay of armour that's been left in water, swords and equipment that have been left out in the rain and have started to turn and wear.
For a second, I thought I could smell nostalgia. Can I see any equipment? Like, I'm just gonna look at the ground, anything buried popping up, or
No.
Chorus, as you notice, might be they're a little bit ahead of us, sort of kind of like buzzing, I think, back and forth, never further than 30 feet. It smells of rust, sort of decayed armor. The people died here.
That is
Are
what
you
we've been
hearing
told.
that? Can you all hear that? Is that just me?
That was
It's
me casting
Monkey
mage
casting
armor,
mage
but
armor.
I don't know why it hasn't applied it to me. So I will adjust it manually.
Your spells have all very creepy sounds.
Funny that, isn't it?
Which way should we go? Up or to the right here?
Is it safe for me to light a lantern?
I mean, I've got light, so I don't see why not.
Okay. I will light my hooded lantern. I don't know. Can we see like the glowing flora, etc.?
You can see the glowing flora, etc.
I feel like I would slowly approach any glowing flora direction. Watching my step and keeping an eye out. Yep, okay. Why are you doing that?
Paranoia. Do you remember that Cora acts as mage hand? So if there's anything you guys want me to poke, I can do that. Just FYI.
Okay.
As you step out, Asher, I
Yeah.
can see more around the corner to
Yeah.
the south. You see a creature.
What?
It is about the size of a wolf, but a very different shape. It's almost mistaken for a rock for a moment before it slightly looses and slackens, and you see a pair of like feathery antennas come out for a moment and give a vibrate before the rest of the creature unfurls.
Oh, god damn
and
it.
you hear another couple of in the room as a couple of what had looked almost like rocks tucked in near the corners unfurl and begin feathering in your direction.
Real talk. First creature I ever fought playing D&D.
Pretty hardcore.
Not these
What are they?
ones, you didn't. Let's roll initiative.
They're not good.
Oh yes. They are just not good.
Does Asher know what these are?
I don't know.
Their unique properties. Would she know of that with her alchemical background of things that have unique properties in the world?
I don't know. I would like you to make me. Everyone can make me a nature check to see if they know anything about these, what these things are.
That's what I was pushing towards.
Not sure. Ooh.
Pip and Sire would think of their same and yet never experienced together lessons and upbringings, and know that these seem similar to the adventurer's bane known as rust monsters, but surely they can't be. They're 3 or 4 times the size. But they look very much like them.
Rip
You-
our weapons.
You mean rust monsters are normally larger than this?
No, normally smaller than this.
Oh.
These are seemingly bigger versions.
Cool.
And for for those who don't know what a rose monster is out of character, just like a critter, like just a
A critter that is unique for its ability to permanently damage metal, armor, and weapons.
Upon
Ah.
touch. So you hit it.
Okay, that
it's
is-
like, goodbye.
That is very, very, very useful for Siri to know. Actually.
It doesn't work on magic stuff, presumably.
Correct.
Does it work on plate armor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So, Pip, you are up. I wonder what
Look
you
out!
do.
Baby rust monsters!
No,
And he will-
massive
Huge
rust,
ones.
huge
Ah,
rust monsters.
Giant rust monsters!
It could be
And
babies of something even bigger.
And he will send out a psychic mind sliver at the closest enemy.
Is MIDI off? MIDI's off? Oh, it wants the system updating. God damn it. I can no longer put it off. Okay, right. There's not a save for this, is there? Just a hit.
It's an intelligence save.
Why has it not prompted in any way? Oh,
Should
it's
be
up
in
there.
the box.
Yeah,
up button.
it's the other box. Ugh, it's been a horrible manual session of that. 2. He fails.
10 psychic damage.
I will be updating the D&D 5e game system after this session.
Big words. I will move back slightly and just kind of position behind Obsidian and Sire.
Obsidian.
Well, Obsidian will position himself in front of everyone else. Oh, looking at how close they are. It is slightly annoying. Is there a pool?
A shallow pool, yeah, you can see the bottom. From a light
Shallow.
spell, you can see the bottom of it. It is not the sort of thing
Alright.
you entered through.
Sure. All right. I mean, Obsidian will position himself in the very middle, just sort of very much deliberately trying to get their attention. He will be big and loud in the middle of the room. And he will take a dodge action, trying to gather their attention and just have them all gathered around himself.
Okay. Siri.
Siri's also going to step forward to. Oh god, there's another one there. She's going to drop her shield. So I will modify my AC. She's going to leave it behind here. And Cora is going to fly up here, and I'm going to unleash my attacks through Cora as they take the shape of the warrior passkey. Ooh, not 20
Nice.
damage.
Make the
Critical
damage
hit.
critical.
16.
But I have to
Um,
apply it manually because of stupidity of the game system.
As Obsidian's right next to me, I'm gonna do another type of she's gonna offer him the whip, but I think he's not gonna take it. Is that right?
My understanding was that he used a stone.
I mean, I'm not sure Obsidian would even get just from the name Rust Monster that they can easily damage weapons, so I feel like he'd be just ready with a maul.
Is that another crit?
Yeah.
Was that- oh no,
No, it's 16.
it is lit up green because of a stupid. Yeah.
She's gonna basically just gonna. Those are better dice rolls. Take it. They will break your maul. They corrode everything with metal. Anyway, the whip is now. I think can I give it to him as a bonus action?
Oh, hold on.
Yes. Who knew? What else does it do? That's never good.
It can damage magic weapons, but you make the roll with advantage. That's insane.
Oh.
So, yeah, it is a. So
My
when it,
Cora!
So when a creature hits a rust monster with a magical weapon made of metal and deals damage, it must succeed on a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw with advantage on the roll. On a failed save, the weapon takes a permanent and cumulative -1 penalty to damage roll. If the penalty drops to -5, the weapon is destroyed. So make me a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw with advantage, Siri.
I mean, technically, Kura is my weapon. I'm sure they are made of
He
that.
is using your weapon, though, isn't he? As part of the mechanic of it.
Doesn't carry my weapon.
Roll it while I look it up. Fucking hate it so much.
Did you say with advantage?
Yes, because it's a magical weapon. Oh, someone has literally encountered this before. Yep, it's been discussed extensively on Reddit and through the Echo. The consensus is not using the weapon. So disregard. Echo Knight remains the fun sponge of my campaign. Yeah, so no saves,
no! What?
no saves needed. It is a thought and an echo of a possibility that could have been you. It is not actually your physical weapon. So that's 2 attacks, both hit. Yeah.
That's
Are you surging or?
No, I don't have action surge. Oh, I do have action surge, but I'm not surging.
Okay, I say you do. You've used it before.
Yes, I do. I'm just no.
Okay. This creature will scuttle forward to the closest person. I have to do this manually. Ugh.
And
You were dodging.
disadvantageously.
Yeah.
What's a rare occasion to attack Obsidian? Disadvantageously.
First one misses. What? What's a multi-attack? Must it
Boy.
use that? That's interesting. Okay.
Massive.
I guess it then moves around and tries to attack. Basically, it has multi-attack. Its multi-attack is, yeah, it can use its beak attack, and then it uses its antenna attack. But antenna is worded in a way that only can be targeting a ferrous object or piece of armor. So it's like, if there's not a thing to do that, do I do nothing or do I do it ineffectively? So we'll say it lashes out with its beak at Obsidian, and then sensing metal next to it, which is part of its kit, it will try and feather. But that does mean it moves into your space if you're wanting to make an attack against it, Siri, with your reaction.
Which is not a polearm master.
Every fucking time I say it. Every time. Yeah. So then the feather, it will try and feather. Antenna. Which is... tries to corrode a ferrous metal object it can see within 5 feet of it. The creature can make a DC 13 Dex saving throw to avoid the rust monster's touch. If you can please do that for me, Siri.
Could be targeting
Come on,
a chain hook.
Your what? Your
Yeah.
chain hook.
I
forgot
still
you
have
have
one
a
as
chain
well.
hook. Where are the chain hooks from?
No.
I forget, but Asher's got
one
one
of
in her
the-
inventory.
I can't remember.
It's rolled a 2.
Cobbles.
I don't know why. But like, I rolled the second one. I don't know why it's rolled twice.
Why did you roll a second one?
I didn't. Is it one of those things where it rolls it by itself if I don't do it fast enough?
I don't feel like you delayed very long. In
didn't roll.
future, I will always take the first one, but this time I'll roll a d2 to see which one we take. 2. You take
Yay!
the second one, you evade it. Let's have a look. That's its turn. The other one will attempt to attack. Oh yeah, I can double right click, can't I? We'll first attempt to bite this cloud in front of it. Does a 15
That
hit?
does not hit.
Correct.
17.
And then, same again. Sensing metal nearby, It will
Oh,
come
no.
and try and feather the only metal thing in range. So I will prompt a DC 13 dex save. Oh,
So the prompt
actually,
is not coming in, but I have now clicked on the thing. Oh, it's rolled as Cora, but basically it would be +2 then.
okay. That's all it can do. Asher, you're up.
All right. Asher, as a bonus action, is gonna do nothing. Never mind. She's gonna look at this guy that just came up, and she is going to try and blast him back. With an Eldritch Blast.
That will miss.
She will try with a second time.
That will hit.
All right. And she's going to push it back 10 feet
Which,
as well.
which one?
The lowest one that she has targeted.
Did you apply the damage? I didn't say.
It
We
was
can't.
6.
You can't. Okay. Okay, applied.
Is that doing my... Is that doing my painful blast as well?
It was a bad roll,
extra?
unfortunately.
Okay. It was a bad roll. That's cool.
Yes, it was just terrible.
Cool. And then I think I'm just gonna back up just a bit. Cool. That's it for me.
Okay. The other creature will come scuttling down. Unfortunately, in the absence of Atticus, we have a couple of people who have the occasional metal hook and strap and
Yeah.
eyelets on boots, and then we have someone who is adorned
Full.
head to toe
Yeah.
in plate
Yep.
and has a big
Yep.
diving helmet on.
Yep. Hit me.
So this one will come in.
Oh my god.
And then we'll try and use its beak.
Not hit.
I hate that it is stuck because presumably it's I can't remember. It's presumably a MIDI feature that drops my target at the end of each turn. Top of the round, it's Pip.
I will move in somewhat. 5, 10, 15. Get a better view of what's going on. I will... The one in front of me, immediately in front of me, just used its thing, didn't it?
Yes.
With a view to try and prevent them attacking, since I can't do very much damage to them, I'm going to try and momentary stasis the one in the center, since it's a con save.
So I'm clicking on it. I'm doing the con save and nat 20.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, and then I scurry back a little, and that's that.
Obsidian.
Okay, well, I'll check that later then. Sure. Yeah, Obsidian seeing that even though beasts, they seem to have some sort of targeting priority, and he's apparently not that. He will swing around and just go rather recklessly for the one. Is any of the ones nearby us already struck at all?
Only the one in the pool looks like it has been.
Okay.
Oh, the one next to you has something, but I can't remember what from. The one next to you is.
This one?
I think the one to your left might have been the one that got mine slivered at the start.
Okay.
Then the one in the
Oh well.
the
So
one in the
Obsidian
hole
wouldn't
does.
notice that.
True.
Like he would definitely know if something was hacked at, but if that's the case, he will just go recklessly for this one. Twink. I imagine that hits.
That does hit. So is there metal in your weapon?
I mean,
From how we've established it.
not according to the descriptions you asked for in the very beginning.
There we go, man. You haven't actually, other than a brief affair with the Ebonstone Sentinel, you haven't changed weapon at all, have you?
Indeed.
Okay. Oh, hold on.
That's
I
taking
need to be
2 heavy cracks
damage.
at the shelled creatures. I would also like it to get over yonder. Back away. Because I cannot really do anything to... I mean, you can get there. Suppose. Be annoying to it. Rather than anything else, and that will be me, I imagine. I don't think we want to bite them yet.
Okay. Sire, you're up.
Kind of really changed what I wanted to do, but okay, let's try to kite them. So I'm gonna just step. I'm gonna spend 5 feet here. Meanwhile, Cora's gonna move 30 yonder. And then I will use 15 feet of my movement to switch with Cora. So Cora goes there. And that leaves me 10 more to go here. And like, do you want some metal? Come on, taste some metal. And then
Well, you're calling that out to them.
Yeah.
Cool.
Whilst I'm trying to kite them, basically.
You hear
Oh
a
no!
growl from this cavern over to the right.
This actually happened in WoW. This is what happens when you try to kite something and you pull a different enemy. Great. Well, let's just from Cora, these attacks are coming. Oh dear. Does that hit? 16?
Yep, meter beater.
Yep. Oh, great. 8 damage. And
Apply.
another 11.
Misses.
I'm guessing that doesn't. Yeah. All right. And with that, I wait to see what's coming out of that cavern. I mean, we would have pulled it eventually.
Let me just read something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
Google.
I think you kite. They are not the most intelligent. Obsidian, this is going to move away if you want to make an attack opportunity.
So is Cora.
I shall take the attack. It is the one I have already struck, so that's perfect. That will also be advantageous. 19.
Hits. Reminds you why
Okay.
advantageous?
Still reckless.
Of course.
Does 15 hit?
Applied. 15 does not hit.
Then it misses.
This is going to scuttle over. Try and... Double right click is now not working. Who knows? MIDI soon.
Oh, sorry, actually. Turn round. Yeah, okay. That should not have been advantageous, I suppose, because it does say turn rather than round. Mm-hmm.
One of the many things fixed by 2024 D&D.
Oh my. So that would be 17 instead of 19. I'm not sure if that changes things.
Yeah. And second one misses.
Cool. I've been playing it all.
Oh my god. What kind of movement does this have? Stupid creature. Go away.
5, 10, 15, 20,
Scuttling.
25.
It's using the classic move diagonal to make you move faster technique.
Mm.
5, 10, 5 for the win, baby.
5, 10, 5.
Yep.
I've not had this called up before. Why can't
Really?
I do that? Oh, it's prompted it anyway.
Fail.
Why is Kura?
Fail.
You rolled it from Kura. Okay.
Yeah, but it would have been a +2, and it would have failed anyway.
It is just -1 AC.
Oh no!
Jesus
Forever?
Plate -1 AC. I mean, forever, but realistically, there'll be a repair back in town. You know, someone Cromwell isn't
But
going
it
to
is
look at
long
it.
lasting, yes.
Yeah, Cromwell isn't going to look at it and be like, throw the whole thing away.
For the rest of this current outing, at least, which is not a
Yeah.
good thing.
I've jotted it down and then I'll change it I'll make it
Oh,
an effect.
I put it up. I
Have
put
you-
it flat.
Okay, make a note in your channel for me that you've done it as flat, just so when I come to do an effect later, I don't double reduce it. And then it will try and get you with its beak. So as this antenna just goes across your breastplate, you just immediately see it start to bubble. And just orange like stains begin to appear on it. Does a 21 hit?
Yes.
And then in that same hole, it just jabs its beak.
Ow.
That's all it can do.
Should have kept my shield, shouldn't I?
I'm gonna hop up onto this ledge if that's all right. And try and blast that guy that's attacking Sarai.
Which one?
The one I have targeted, it is the one to the right.
Oh yeah, it's hidden under a health bar for me. Now I've zoomed in more, I can see it. I love that animation. Hits.
All right. And I will blast it back 10 feet.
It rears up for another strike at you, Siri, and then there's just suddenly this of purple energy, and it goes flying off.
And I'm gonna just try and hit it again.
Oh yeah, shit, I forget. Oh, very, very nearly hit.
Okay.
But no.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of it for me. Okay.
What to do with this creature? Because there are people attacking it, but I'm also so aware there's a nice big metal shield just dropped on the floor next to it as well.
Next to Pip as well.
Was it next to Pip?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did say I dropped it around here.
Oh, okay. I thought you dropped it here. I think in that case it will miss to death then.
It will, Mr.
No,
Death.
it was here.
Go after Sira.
He goes
I have
after
no more
your
attacks of
loincloth
opportunity.
buckle.
After yeah, once your pants to fall down.
Have you got any cash on you?
It's intelligence, isn't it? Let's
I
see.
but have a
If it's smart, it
chain
sticks around.
hook.
If it's a fool, it goes after it. Oh my god, it's a fool. Okay, sure.
Hey, bye.
I'm carrying my lantern.
It's 40 foot, so it can.
Great.
It's an
Great.
eater, not a thinker.
Basically.
Ugh, these things again.
Ah.
No! No!
Oh my god.
-1 for me, please, Siri.
Yeah, you.
Let me know when it's applied, and I'll make the next attack.
It's a blade. Yep, that hits.
That hits.
Ew. Ew.
I'll just let you know now in case this fight goes on a lot longer than I think it will, but if an item loses 10 AC, it is permanently destroyed.
Okay, well, we
Ten.
still have
Oh, that's
Yeah,
eight to go.
there's plenty of time, but just so it isn't a surprise if somehow we're like, I'll just keep taking these hits, guys, while you build them
If
down.
it drops 10 AC, it's like less than if Sierra was
Exactly.
just
Yeah.
basically naked.
Pip, you're up. The creatures are following Siri almost mindlessly.
Okay. I will give chase.
It's adorable, I'm sure. He's gonna.
I will cast. Oh, I didn't need to get that close because it has a range of 15 feet. I'm going to use Lightning Law.
Oh.
Hmm.
Sounds a bit damaging for you.
It is. It's a strength saving throw.
On this leftmost one, is it?
Yes. You bastard.
20. Dirty
20.
20.
Well then.
Any sort of half damage or anything?
Not on a cantrip, I don't think. Damn. As a non-damaging minor action, can I draw my dagger, mundane dagger that I bought, and toss it behind them, and be like, "Here you go, you monsters!"
You can, but it is a morsel compared to a now bubbling whole plate.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
hoping that the combination of that and being attacked in the back would do something, but considering I didn't even do any damage, not ideal.
Yeah. Anything else from Pip?
I know.
Obsidian.
Yeah. Obsidian seeing Siri taking a beating will start getting rather angry as he rushes forward, the ice gathering once more.
Poor Siri.
This one has been targeted now. Is any of them looking like it's going to collapse soon?
The one to
Any of them
your
looking
right.
crushed?
The one to your right
This
is
one.
looking quite a lot more injured than the others. A horrible,
Sure, let's
stinking orange
drive
fluid
him.
is seeping from between the joints of the plate.
Let's drive him into the wall then. I will first of all use rage. Oh, that will also not apply now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, and I will go for well, actually. So we have heard the growl once, and nothing since then.
Correct.
All right, I will go for reckless. We'll see. Oh, well, that didn't help much. How dare you, game? Wow. Just
Yeah.
four
Two swings, 2 misses.
four horrible rolls. Trying to drive it into the wall. Well, in which case he will position himself just to the opening, because it seems like these creatures won't attack him, so he'll mostly focus on blocking whatever might come from the tunnels, so that it doesn't also gank Sira. That will be it.
Siri.
So am I correct? Like, if I attack him with a magical weapon, the weapon will take damage, or do I do a saving throw?
Because it is a magical weapon, you will make a saving throw with advantage. But if you fail, that advantageous, then that weapon gets a -1 to its damage. So yeah, DC 13 with advantage.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna switch with Korag once more.
So it's 15 feet.
But actually, Korag's gonna move here, and then I'm gonna move, so it'll be exactly 30 feet. And I still have 15 feet to move, but I actually don't want to do that. Gonna check the sky. That
That
hits.
hits.
Darn it. I mean, it's not like this thing does a lot of damage anyway, but still. And second attack. Oh, that's gonna miss. All right. How far am I from this fella? 25. I can move 15 feet more, so I might just do that. But actually, is he gonna be able to get to me? Hold on. Stupid diagonals. I can't get anywhere where it can't get me in 15 feet. So, but maybe if I move 2 more, the other one won't. So it's just the one. So I'm gonna go here. Actually, sorry, no, not. Never mind. Forget. Sorry. Because then Kura
Is that you
vanishes, and I don't
remembering
want
that
that.
Kura would
Yep.
disappear?
That's
Well
me.
remembered.
Turn spear.
They're still coming flying for metal. Kura will get a chance to make a opportunity.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's just your turn, so opportunity
Yes.
reset.
Yes.
Maybe it thinks my nice dagger's a good morsel. Maybe.
Please hit. No.
14 misses.
Because Sentinel would have gotten him in place, and then it wouldn't have moved. Oh dear. I've never felt so much as a chew toy. I'm such a chew toy.
You are wearing their wet dream, and it is starting to cook.
Mm.
Just would you pass a saving throw, please?
My God. The least dexterous person in all the land.
I'm wearing Burning Blade. It's boiling around
Well, don't
my
worry, as
shoulders.
the plate will get destroyed to a point where she'll just throw it off, and we'll have a higher AC through not being hindered. Let me know when you've dropped it down.
Okay. Yep.
It hit with no shield. It hits.
Oh my word.
I don't think this can. Oh yeah, what we're talking about.
Reaction from
DC.
Obsidian for that one?
Oh, yeah, and can be a reaction. Well, she fucking made one finally. But yeah, Obsidian, would you be reacting to that one? Moving back for a moment. Zoop. He moved away from you if you wanted to.
Yes,
To smack.
this one specifically, very
Yeah.
much so.
If this one dies, I'm keeping my 18 for the next one.
Well,
Misses. So it
Fifth roll.
wouldn't have hit.
Where's Shocking Grasp when you need it?
She passed with an 18.
I might go down, actually. Yep. Yep, that hits. Oh dear.
Lower damage on that one.
Oh dear.
Asher, you see the Ciri's armor, some parts of it have just started to like age in front of you, and you can see there's a moment where you think there's something on her armor, but you realise it's a bit of the tattoo that you never normally get to see through like the clavicle of it, as the creature's just ignoring everything else, ignoring strikes against them, just as the armor's starting to melt, they seem to be becoming like frenzied for the feast.
Yeah. So Asher is going to take a small pin out of her cloak and just pinprick her finger, and her eyes are going to glow orange for just a second as she uses this drop of blood to really concentrate. it's the material component.
For
And
what?
cast Bane for the first time.
Is that the material component?
Yeah, drop blood.
Cool, okay.
And I had all 3 of them targeted, but for whatever reason, it only seems to have 1 targeted now.
Okay, do we know which
Yep,
one it's
no MIDI, no
for?
automation.
It's all 3 of them.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were saying that it had already rolled.
No.
Okay, from the bottom
Nice.
left, 3. I don't know if you can see these. All 3
Fail,
They
fail,
all fail.
Yep, cool.
So,
That's a -4 to what? Attack roll? No, is that
so
save?
-4 to attack or saving.
1d4 or is
1d4.
it 4?
Yeah, sorry.
D4.
Yeah. I
Thanks.
wasn't sure if like a 2025 thing had snuck in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously hasn't applied anything. We don't have Baned as a. I'm going to put Bleeding on
Okay.
just because it's the first one. Well, yeah, Asher applies a Bane. To
My
all
first time.
3. Anything else from her?
You always remember your first.
Nope, that's it for her.
I just want you to stop saying weird shit. I'm just checking
No,
for a
no,
second
no.
that I hadn't walled that off and it just phased through a wall. Okay.
Mm. Nom 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 nom.
So firstly it comes in with that antenna, Siri.
Nope. Nope.
Is that
Nope.
not an attack?
It's
Nope.
well,
Nope.
No, it's nope.
This
It's
will
not.
not be affected.
I'm just reading the wording to make sure. Yeah, it does not mention an attack on in
Well,
any
Siri,
part
I
of that.
tried.
Thanks. My plate.
I've realised that I can
Right.
do something to help, so hopefully that will work. Probably won't. They'll probably roll natural 20s on their saves.
Have you adjusted the AC down by another one, Chicha?
Yes, I will. I will
God.
die.
Okay.
I will
so,
die on this.
Attack
I will get you back up.
minus 1d4.
Oh.
An 11.
Misses.
It misses.
All right. Okay.
Only just.
Oh, look at- yeah, just about. Fucking hell. Pip, you're up.
Yes, Pip. He will see this state that Siri is in, and the creatures swarming over her. And he will shout, "Get away from her!" And he's going to cast Mind Whip at 3rd level, enabling him to target 2 of them. I'll target the 2 closest to me.
Is
3rd
this
level.
affected by being in melee range, or is it a save?
It's a save for them, so irrelevant.
Nice. To which they will have minus 1d4 each.
They will.
It doesn't seem to have prompted that in any way.
Should be on my spell. But other than that, there are no prompts. Just
Oh,
that
yeah.
button.
You've already targeted him, yeah?
I have, but it won't do anything without MIDI.
Minus 1d4. Oh!
Fail.
Yep.
Both of them.
Damn it. Both
Another save?
Take 9. Yep. Oh! Did it... So it applied 9 to both when I did the roll, but it only... Oh, yeah, I need to roll it again. That's a shit. That's a pain. So I'll see that was top 1. Is it half on a save?
Yes.
Minus 1d4.
I think.
And the bottom
Yes,
one
it is.
also failed. So yeah, they both. I applied 9 to both already.
Okay. So what that does as a reference, since we don't have the automation, is
Let's be able to choose.
on its next turn, it must choose between moving or acting. It can't do or a bonus action. It can't do both. So if it does move, then it can't attack. For everyone who's listening,
Like, Theory!
Sarah, switch again.
Siri's like, she's like, her helmet is like melting into her face.
And he will say, Siri, keep going! And I
Don't
will
be moving.
use my bonus action to bunny hop 15 feet. 5, 10, 15. Yeah. I suppose I still have regular movement. So I will move further away to avoid them. Well, I don't really care if they chase me, so... Yeah,
Don't
I'll
run
stay
towards the tunnel.
there. I won't go towards the tunnel.
Thank
Obsidian.
you. Because I will be going that way now. Right. I'll try slamming into them again. I have no idea which ones are slowed down now. Would that be a visible thing? Would I notice that some of them are just dazed and wobbly?
It is for two. It is for one bottom left and one left.
Is the two
Bottom
close to
left
you?
and that. So not this one.
But two you are in melee range of. It is both of them.
Oh, okay. Well, in which case, if I notice that, I would try to go for the one that seems to be in full capacity. Trying to strike at it. I will continue slamming them recklessly, as they seem to ignore me for the most part. This time it works. I mean, it doesn't do much typically, but I will throw it away 5 feet towards that. Whoa, that's not the one. That's
Was it
first
not?
thing.
So was it
That's
this one?
that's this guy.
There we
Yeah.
go.
And then move along the path and slam it again. Hitting again. This round, much more normal. Oh, that should be +4 damage also, because raging, and that's not applying.
A flat 4, yeah.
Yep. And
on both.
what does it look? What does it look like
Was that
after
4
those?
per hit or 4 across for 2?
No, 4 across.
Okay. That was the one that looked healthiest and most hardy to start with. There are now a couple of cracks in
It's
its
just
carapace.
shit. Oh, yeah, okay, that's me then.
Siri, Pip's words
Siri.
ring out to you.
Yes, she fades, becoming slightly translucent, and then suddenly in exactly the same shape as her. Ooh, I don't know where Kura's gone. Oh my god, it's all gone black.
I swapped him, and I think you clearly had him dragged as well, but hadn't let go yet. So I moved him, and then you moved him again.
Which one looks a little bit hurt?
The one to Kura's right looks the most hurt.
Okay. Let's see if we can do something about that. I'm so not used to the thing coming down here. Oh my god. Misses. Grand. I bet you didn't think this would take this long, DM, huh? Whee.
Hits.
Not it.
Tell me how Kura killed
Oh.
that one. One more than its HP.
It's just
You
going
can
to
tell when I
finally.
thought it was going to be a short fight when the fight music is one track repeating as opposed to a playlist. Go on, sorry, Gigi.
It just like Cora finally finds like the little slit between the carapace where it can like really sort of surgically needle through straight to the heart. And yeah, they're just gonna move this way, and Syria is gonna move. This thing. Okay. Well, actually, I'm gonna stay. I don't want to go more into the aggro, so there's a growl from there, and I can't heal.
Okay.
That's
The creature turns and goes to rush towards Siri again, but there's an initial sort of like jolt and stiffness to its movement as it tries to adjust to whatever's been done to it magically, Obsidian and Cora can both make an opportunity attack as it moves away.
Yes.
Actually, I
Not
will
a single
hold
one
off
of
on this
these.
one.
Okay.
Because it's this one, yeah. Yeah, okay. I will wait.
So yeah, it comes rushing over, but really almost like unsteady and jolted, and it takes a couple of seconds longer than it normally would to get there. And yeah, you've had a chance to prepare for it before it manages to attack.
MVP.
So
MVP.
yeah, if movement, no action. Ashev, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna run over to Siri and just take a look at her messy ass shape and just try and put my hands on her and heal.
Just get
Oh
that
my
plate
God.
armor outside my scapula. Oh my word.
What a terrible,
A mighty
terrible
7.
roll. I'm so sorry.
Anything else from you, Asher?
No.
Okay, Mr.
That
Death is
is
very
it
much
for me.
in preparation there. Yes, Mr. Death, it goes to leave. Make your strike.
I am ready.
Queuing your shit up.
Fuck.
Oh no!
Well,
Ah!
so do count the movement with the penalty, though.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not sure
5,
how
10,
well it
15,
how
20,
it goes.
25, 30, 35, 40. Can't get there. And has moved, so can't. Was it at? Was it
one
can't? Was it
This
took,
one can.
oh, yeah,
That one
shit,
isn't.
I thought it was all of
whipped.
them.
No, this
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
So
this
that,
one is
right,
fine.
So that was 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, 35, 40. It would need to dash. 45. But cannot act. Pip.
Hmm. I'll do it again, I guess.
I'll fucking do it again.
I mean, that's been real clutch.
So, who did you cast it on? Let's have a look.
The
Dr.
2
Shepard.
alive rust monsters.
Oh, yeah, one died, of course. Right, so let's have a look. So, minus 1d4. This is the bottom one I'm targeting so far. A 9.
Wow, they are very unintelligent as well. And that was a really good roll.
Yep. And minus 1d4 on the other one. Minus 4. So yes,
Solid.
they both have 12 damage applied to them. The bottom one is looking particularly shaky. Anything else from Pip? Boing.
Yeah, I'll boing. That's far enough.
Obsidian.
Well, I'll do it again as well. Just doing his little rounds across the room. That's cardio. Striking the first one. Recklessly, just sort of continuously,
Hits.
complete disregard for his own safety, seeing as nothing seems to be interested
Kill
in him.
that one.
Oh, do I?
Bottom one is killed.
Lovely. Sure. Just crush the shell completely from the back. This should do. Those work correctly. Oh, that should hit, if I remember
Hits.
correctly. Good. In which case, we will swing it to that side. How's it looking?
Fairly bad.
rage damage.
Really bad.
Oh, yeah. Minus. Both hit, didn't we? I know Johnny hit this one once, so it's -2.
Yep. Sure, we'll use one Hungry Jaws. Try to finish this now.
Hungry Jaws.
Here and now. Where the hell is my unarmed strike? There we go. Advantageous, because it's still my turn.
Hits.
Damage. I will actually write down +2. There we go. A heavy bite.
Yep, it's looking on its last legs.
Shit.
All of them.
He'll tear off one of his feathers.
Sure. You've got some metal scales in your chest, haven't you? It tickles. Sarah, you're up.
I'm going to switch with Cora. Are you doing it or am I doing it?
I'll drag Cora. You drag you. Oh no,
Yep.
why didn't that work? Ah, curses. Ah, Pip was involved.
Though I'm going to take a couple of steps forward as Cora kind of like flips through obsidian. And I'm going to unleash attacks through Cora one more time. Oh, okay. I've done a blind GM roll for whatever reason. I'm really sorry, but
Very much,
I have no idea what I rolled.
how, but you very much hit with a 26.
Great. Thanks. I
Tell
just
me how you
clicked
kill
on the. Well, now that Cora has found where exactly to
knows.
strike it, they know. So it
I
swiftly
know,
kind of
yeah.
finds that little purchase that has been cracked open thanks to Obsidian's Maul. And just like as he opens and cracks it open, it just kind of like a wasp sting. And Sarah collapses on the ground, going like, "Oh, okay, that's tight. Oh, it's falling apart. Okay, well, that's my shoulder blade. Okay, that's
The last creature slumps to the floor, and there's little, except the sound of your hissing, bubbling armor. But with a bit of rubbing, it seems to slow its decay, but some clear damage has been done to it. Do we feel like we want 10 minutes, or do we want to carry on with where we're at?
I always would love 10 minutes.
10 minutes and we'll carry on.
All right.
you heard the lady. Very quaint and relaxing, and I might enjoy it very much. And it hasn't crashed.
Good.
That's good.
Oh, I'll have to trim that because I didn't say anything before I clicked go back in, and I just took us back in. So, the creature's lying dead. Ciri's armor having stopped bubbling. What do we do?
Sirey, I'm so sorry. I should have done more. Are you okay?
Shh. I'm okay. There's some growling coming just a bit further on the tavern. Ow! Oh god, it's all inside my skin. I'm gonna go pick up
wait,
my
which way?
shield.
Not
As she
before
points
I
towards
hit you with another
where Obsidian is.
heal, though.
Obsidian will be hunching
Smack
down.
you across the face.
Dang.
Thank you. That was great.
I've
Thanks.
applied it.
Obsidian will be hunching down, listening in if there's any sound of any movement in there. Trying to look around for any signs of any creatures that might be, I don't know, crawling over the ceilings or walls for that matter. Like sort of, not right now, just generally something that might be.
Make a perception check.
Sure.
Sight beyond sight. Yeah, you peer into the cavern. Nothing immediately discernible, but now things fall quieter as the group are talking. You hear a few seconds after they speak, like a low rumbling that comes out of this part of the cave. But as you're sat there focusing, you start to notice a bit of a connection between when things are said and the pitch and the kind of growl that comes back, and you suspect that either something very magical or is it just a particularly unusually echoey chamber.
Asher, do you think those antennas might be harvestable for you?
Yeah,
Sir.
Yes. Yeah, I was actually gonna check those out.
It is easy enough. You've got to be careful on how you handle them, but the antennae
I have
are
many
protruding enough
vials.
that you can cut them off or snap them off. If you're trying to avoid using any metal tools, there's a bit of awkward wrenching back and forth where sometimes a twig, part of the bark, really doesn't want to come loose and just fold it back and forth and fold up the other way. There we go, got it off.
I will at some point take one of my metal tongs and just see if it's still active or if the creature has to be alive.
No, a few seconds after your tongues begin to bubble and thin and
okay.
snaps.
Okay. That's cool. I have tweezers. Okay, so
So put in your Discord channel 6 Rust Monster antenna.
okay. So it's definitely the
One of them with visible bite marks.
Yeah, one slightly gnawed.
That are live wires apparently. Okay. Cool.
This bioluminescent fungi are really funky. Is that something that we've seen elsewhere? Like,
They
are they
would be
natural?
fairly common throughout the world in many caverns where people need to make maps that are not entirely pitch black. You'd be used to slight glowing mushrooms but have no real alchemical or culinary properties. Very convenient though.
Oh, gone darker.
I've hooded my lantern.
GM,
Yeah.
do since Asher can see it in game, I assume that it's visible, the amount of bones to the south of us in this little,
You see something on the edge of your vision but looks like bones, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
There's a distance away and perhaps warrants closer inspection for more detail.
I'm just gonna creep up until I can confirm that, oh yeah, those are definitely bones.
Yeah?
Scattered, and then I will creep back to the group and be like, there seem to be a lot of crevices offshooting here. With a lot of bones and things. So how do we want to proceed?
Obsidian, did you figure out what was causing that growl in the edge?
It would appear, well, there is a possibility that it's just a natural, or rather an unnatural quality of the caves themselves, and it is our sounds being returned to us. I do not see any signs of a creature out there, nor have I heard anything other than a reverb of whatever you were talking about.
Well, there seems to be at least 4 passageways we can follow, although I do not know if the one up top left loops back around or...
We do not have any reference for wherever the person has gotten lost, so any choice is really as good as any other.
Well, this one over here is illuminated. She's gonna just peek a little bit further down this passageway. Less skeletons around here.
Oh,
Don't see much further beyond. I might send Kura. Should I send Kura? Yes? No? Can?
Cancel.
I
Does
su-
Kura
I
light up
suppose.
a lot? Like,
No.
okay, so it's not like
No.
bing. Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
That's as far as they go. It looks like it finishes just around the corner. DM, can I make a perception check? Just is there?
You can't
I
perceive
just-
through Cora yet, can you? So being back where you are, yeah, you just see Cora hovering over a patch of luminescent fungus, and yeah, it does seem to curve around to the right.
Somehow I can't see beyond here.
Yeah, there's a wall there. I've just
There's a wall
I've
there.
walled across. Yeah, it's cavern wall. Like you can't see through
Oh.
Cora's eyes, can you? I think that's an important distinction for us to make at this level. That's something you get
Yes.
later, correct?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
As in, like, yes, I cannot. Okay, stepping forward.
Yeah, and the cavern just ends.
And these are just the cute little bioluminescent things. Okay, I am suitably terrified. But this seems to be empty. Dead end.
And there's no sign of any dead or captured guys anywhere. Shouldn't be in the first room.
Damn, I don't know if my dark vision is working.
It is once again not on you for some reason. There you go. It's back
Thank
on.
you. Just was checking if this was also okay. Well, I hope our companion is not one of the many skeletons over that area. She's gonna
Companion.
look at. Sorry.
Companion.
Our quarry, our fallen comrade,
Yes.
one we are looking for.
What's his name again? What's the dude's name that we're looking for again?
I literally
no.
don't think you've ever asked.
I thought
The
it started
guy.
with a
He's
P
the
or
only guy.
something.
What'd you say?
I thought it started with a P or something.
Clarice.
Yeah.
I'll
We
check-
would have
I'll
gotten
check
the
notes.
name.
Plotman. His
Yeah.
name's Patrick Plotman. Johnny
Plotman
Red.
McGuffin.
Johnny
yeah.
Redshirt. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We
I'm so
absolutely
tempted
would
to
have
say
gotten the name
Rodimus.
right. We would have.
The MacGuffin for our teleport. It's just
Uh-huh.
What are you doing, Siren?
I have pointed out to my companions that there's a bunch of skeletons down there, and I'm waiting to further orders. I don't know.
Sorry, Asher will be like, yeah, those are the skeletons that I saw earlier.
Well, they do look promising.
If
Well,
you
I'm not
see
sure
where
how.
I'm standing, you can see quite a ways down there, and it's all bones.
Okay, DM,
Did it just get way
these
brighter?
bones, how old? More or less.
Okay,
Can we
look.
inspect the bones?
Yeah, go and inspect them.
I don't wanna. I'm gonna get Kura to grab me a bone that weighs less than 5 pounds. Is it 5 pounds or 1 pound? From each hand.
It's £1.
That is £5.
£5? 5 £1 things. It is. It is a weathered old bone. It appears to be advanced.
Okay. Well, this is an old kill. I guess we came for a reason, so We're going down here? We're going down here? We want to go in the creepy cave? Okay, we're going to the creepy cave.
Well, we're going to have to keep searching until we find him one way or another.
Oh.
Asher.
Okay.
Sorry, not Asher. Sire.
Oh.
Hmm.
You are struck with the distant sound of a song that sounds familiar to you. You've never heard it, but it feels as familiar to you as if you had heard it all of your life.
Oh no.
Anybody else who's able to hear it through Foundry cannot hear it.
I can't hear anything, so that's good. But oh no.
Can you guys hear that? I hear a song.
Song?
I don't hear anything.
No.
What kind of song? Like crash your
No.
boat on the rocks kind of song, or what?
It sounds familiar. But I can't place it.
That's not a good sign then.
This is not the kind of place where I'd be expecting music.
It just sounds,
No.
it does not look like that.
This is coming from where all the bones are.
Can't place it. It's beyond. I can faintly
It
hear it.
sounds like it's coming from the south.
The Bone Singer.
What a badass name.
Yeah, we're making a note of that.
Now that we're closer,
Watches the DM
can I-
queries and makes a monster sheet.
can we like now see more like if these bones are humanoid, if they
Oh,
are
yeah, absolutely almost all humanoid.
gosh. Are there any material possessions? Like
Nothing metal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nothing metal,
again,
scraps
metal.
of cloth. Hate to tell you, as you approach closer, Asher, you also hear the music.
Ah, shit.
is it in
Uh,
celestial?
It could be. It's a language you do not know what is being sung.
Yeah. I will say, oh, no, wait, I hear something. I hear a song, too.
But Obsidian and I don't hear it, despite where we are.
Despite where you are, and Pip, despite the fact that you know Celestial and sometimes have some sort of insight into, their Celestial conversations, you cannot hear it as characters, even though, unfortunately, you can hear it in Foundry. And it has that same familiarity for you, Asher.
Does sound familiar. Am I creeped out by that, or does this seem natural to
It
me?
seems natural.
Yeah,
It seems familiar.
it's like right.
There's almost that moment of like,
Tip of my tongue.
almost that moment of like, oh my god, I've heard this in years.
Oh, what is that? I know this song.
Maybe you should cover your ears.
But like I've heard this before.
But considering how many dead things there are around here, I'm a little worried.
GM, do I
That it-
have any impulse to cover my ears, or do I think he's talking crazy?
So, I really stress to add, when I say this sounds familiar and recognizable to you,
Yeah.
this does not carry the kind of, no, I must continue. You feel like your senses are your own. This doesn't feel like it's
Okay.
sireny. It's just familiar to you, but you don't know why.
Okay.
Siri's gonna look at Pip and just say, ever since last night after we killed that demon, I felt the presence. Something watching over us. Something that felt they were pleased with what we did yesterday, what we accomplished.
Oh, at first I assumed that you meant a Maleficent kind of thing watching over us.
No. I think we're on the right path.
Okay,
She
I trust you.
continues down the bone-covered cavern.
I don't have the ability to cast silence, unfortunately. I'll pick
It's
that up
okay.
next level.
Where's Cora? Give me Cora. I would like
Behind.
reassuring Cora blanket. Oh my god, this cavern is endless.
Well, it isn't, because you see, Sire, a potential
Oh.
end.
A door.
The form of two large,
Where does it go?
dark green stone doors carved with that same feathered serpent motif you saw on the outside of the temple.
Do I recognize any language, any symbols? Are there any?
No, just two one on either door. Just two feathered serpents, are sort of like their tails coiled together to make like the door handles.
She's gonna reach for one of the handles, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay, breach positions.
and the door opens, and you, so long as you try to not be dickheads for me and do the whole, we're gonna dance in and out of this doorway across two battle maps. You enter the chamber. Remind me, Asher has a light effect on you.
Yeah.
Pip also does. I
Yeah,
can
but I know
adjust
you,
it if you need.
yeah, I know you can do your own on the new scene. Let's have a look. Just sort out that, and that.
Wow. Well, I guess we've made it to the actual temple rather than just the craggy cave.
And again, only Asher and Siri can hear that chanting. The other two just hear the dripping of the water.
Yeah, but like, do you guys hear that?
Just faint sounds of water droplets.
This whole place is infused. Farlak said haunted, but it's more like watched over somehow. Okay. Time to summon Cora.
Does it seem to just be coming from the walls, or is there a direction we can
Make a
follow?
perception check.
Yeah. How terrible. I'm so bad at those.
That's pretty good.
Actually, that's probably the best perception check I've rolled the entire game.
The grid's all misaligned.
Yeah. Only realised that today, that the tiles were not done to the usual alignment. Did not enjoy that. For what I really love as a map outside of that. This person no longer works with a company anyway. Yeah, it sounds like it isn't coming from the walls. It just sounds like it's coming from further in the complex.
Is there any?
Asher will
sorry.
just say, I think it's coming from the chapel to the east. And like start making her way that direction.
Are there any
Probably.
symbols in the temple, like on the walls? Any decorations?
That winged feathered serpent motif is
Just that.
everywhere. Everywhere. Yeah.
Did you guys notice that the braziers are on fire. Except the ones up here at the north. Is that fire or magical light? Or, I mean...
It could be
it's a
enchanted
burning
braziers.
flame. You see it's burning flame, yeah.
Yeah.
That means we're
And
not alone.
Can I prestidigitate the brazier nearest to the north of me?
Yeah, it'll go on. Not on map, but it'll go on.
Sure. Okay. Well, if it doesn't explode, then I'll do the other one. There you go.
My intention was to say that we might not be alone.
Oh. Right. I mean, someone's gotta be singing that, though. So, yeah.
I'm not sure someone is. I'm pretty certain we're not alone. Can I do like a vibe check whether I feel like bad or good about the fact that I feel like we're not alone?
Well, tell me, how do you feel?
I am nervous. But I guess Siri might not be as much. I guess she is uncertain. I'm guessing these are little serpent motifs, I guess.
Mhm. Siri, with your high perception and insight, I will give to you as you're walking around here. You start to notice, but like, yes, there's vegetation, as there is on the map, but there's a degree of cultivation to it. You can see that it looks like someone has been scrubbing the tiles clean and has been trying to push back and trim all this plant growth. Someone is trying to tidy this place up, it would seem. There's just so much of it to be done. You maybe notice a few piles of like plant cuttings and debris stacked in alcoves.
Whoever is here is tending this temple with care. It might be wise just showing respect for it. Not that we wouldn't. It is a magnificent temple, actually.
That's good. This place should be cared for. You know, I bet that thing, like, didn't want to come down here because it's actually a pretty chill place. And he's, like, not a chill guy.
The people, the bones.
The sound, sorry, definitely sounds directly louder coming from this corridor. Carry on.
Do you think they died trying to get in here?
I mean, it's from the Adventurers Guild. Maybe he came down here to plunder and didn't go over well.
Oh dear.
So,
God.
you see a group of figures all stood. They appear to be perhaps human at some point. Their skin is rippling shade. They each have a golden mask from behind which no features but smoke. To Obsidian and Pip, they just seem to be stood there still, mouths slightly agape. But Asher and Siri identify that these are singing. They are the source of the chant. with a moment upon hearing you, you approaching, the one who is stood, giving, leading this service. The mask snaps towards you all, and they all turn, drawing weapons as the chant stops. But there's a moment's pause and a tilt more from the mask of a couple of them, and they all just drop their swords and bow their heads.
Can I say hello in Celestial?
Yeah?
All right, I'll say hello, Asher Vasher.
There is no movement or recognition. They've dropped their arms, bowed their heads, and seem to still be
Oh god.
stood, heads bowed.
What about that guy?
Which guy?
The guy at the head of the.
Oh yeah, he's on the same.
Okay.
The intense guy.
Yeah. Cool. I'm not gonna step any further since they're not responding to me, but I will continue to be like, I'm Asher Basher. This is Sarah. And
You
these
bow
are our
more.
friends. Pip
A couple of them will go
and
to.
Obsidian.
A couple will go to both knees and just stay heads bowed.
There is really no need for that.
We were looking for someone and was wondering if they came this way. So
As you say that,
yeah.
you notice,
Yeah.
unfortunately the tokens probably won't really help.
No,
but
I saw.
You see there is a body that is strewn, doubled back over one of the benches. Some metal and leather armor. It is clearly newer to the others. And yeah, the torso is actually, so the body is actually in two parts that are about a foot away from each other on the bench.
Oh god.
But yeah, they don't even, like, there's not, one of them doesn't even give like a, they just remain impassive.
I'm gonna look back at Obsidian and Pip and just be like, do not come in here.
I mean, Obsidian,
Just stay still for a second. Don't move.
sure. Obsidian would be staying still, but from the very beginning, from when he saw what was happening inside, he would be low prowl, just sort of ready to pounce. Probably weapon at the ready.
I'm gonna very.
The lead one
Oh, yep.
slowly walks forward.
Hi there. It was a lovely song you were singing.
Siri's gonna just step somewhat protectively over
Yeah.
Asher.
As you step
Just-
forward, it bows its head and goes to both knees again
Okay.
and holds its hand out.
I'm gonna put my hand forward like a really awkward shake. Just like, yeah, nice to meet you.
And it takes the hand sort of gently and just sort of rests its mask against it for a moment
Oh.
and then comes away.
Is there any sense of recognition that they might be some sort of religious order, or I want to say cult, but just
I
something
mean, clearly
that
there's a
might be.
religion. Yeah, nothing that you reckon. Their garb is unusual to you all. Even ignore the. None of you will have seen anything in like the styling of the helmet or like the gold.
But is their skin kind of like
It is not
human in
It
color?
is not a natural skin tone. It is like
Painted? Or?
it is almost like marble. It's almost there's a translucency to it as well. It is clearly supernatural.
Siri. I'm doing like a whisper, but so the mic can pick me up. I'm pretty sure that's the person we're looking for over there. one of us should keep talking, and the other one should just get a glance.
He did not come here respectfully.
Is that this guy talking?
No.
Oh.
It is a voice that comes from behind you all. Back in the main chamber. Return to your tasks. And you see the various devotees sort of like stand up and look for. There are some like cleaning, implements and stuff around the room that they pick up and start to go back to business. And almost immediately as one, they just start to chant as they work. And yeah, rounding the corner, slowly coming towards you is a larger figure. Some 30 foot long.
Oh, dear God. Okay.
It stops short.
Does it have wings, or is it full
No.
snake? Okay.
No. And it stops where it is and draws itself up rather lazily, not in like that strike pose. It's like, but you come here with respect.
Absolutely. Again, love the song.
What song?
The melody that reverberates through the walls of this temple.
I'm gonna close it. It has very much a human face as well. You can all make me a nature or history check. I think history can be appropriate here. Oh, Pip with the knowledge of the bang after bang.
Oh, that's really
And
good
the
for
others
almost
who are
everyone.
also here.
The two
So-
awesome are just lying.
Pip and Obsidian, for different reasons, you will know that this is a Naga. A huge, magical snake creature that come in several different varieties, some neutral at best, others just wickedly evil and cruel. You each know something different. Pip, you know from your studies that Nagas can never be killed. A Naga that is killed through almost any means simply returns to life a period of time later. Obsidian, you will have heard a tale or two about great serpents with a human face called law keepers. You would know, for a culture that prides itself on stories and legends and things like that, that these creatures are said to be caretakers of stories and preservers of lost histories. Asher and Siri, no, that's one fucky big snake.
With a human face.
With a human face. A slightly masculine face with a tuft of beard.
Yeah. What she said. There's a melody. It's very lovely. But maybe you're not. It's fine. Hi, Ash of Asher. Nice to meet you.
Shall we speak out here? I am aware that my coming to you may feel enclosing.
God, genuinely, Asher kind of prefers the guys that are kneeling to her being close by. It's like maybe they'll have my back. Okay.
Well, yeah, they are now, while they're singing, they are now back to cutting back that vegetation at the edge and scrubbing the floors. It is courteous to exchange names. I am Agamemnon.
Sierra is going to kind of bow, actually, just her head.
Why is
See
that
the
tickled
gladstone.
obsidian? Is that a name from something?
I mean, it's very similar to the Agamemnon.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I thought it's another fucking Warhammer unit.
Yeah.
So you're bowing, are you, Siri?
Yeah, not like kind of not more like a polite sort of like, salute and acknowledgement.
Why is it you have come here?
We were tasked with finding an associate. Well, we actually haven't met the person. We were asked to go find someone, and we're told that they came this way.
Do you lie, as your kind so often do?
Oh, no?
You are drowned in the stench of one I chased from this place.
Oh, the frog guy. We melted him, but he'll probably come back at some point.
Narrows its eyes and turns and slithers off around. Well, I say slither, it's huge. It's leaves quite a length. And it heads off and rounds a
Gosh,
corner.
it's so fast.
Is it indicating that we should be following it, or
No.
like? It's just like
well,
going by.
there is.
A few moments later, it returns back out.
Jesus, Sarah, don't follow the snake into
To a second
tunnel.
location.
Yeah, do not follow to a second location.
The remnants of its activities here remain, so I fear you have not dispatched it permanently.
Yeah, it seemed to act like we were mostly just temporarily inconveniencing it. I don't know. I've never really dealt with a creature of its type before, but it melted away into the swamp and acted like it was going to come back, but I don't know how long that'll be.
Years, most likely. Unless its patron sees an urgency in its plans here.
Well, unfortunate that it couldn't be more permanent.
A sentiment that I share.
Hold on. I feel like we have started 3 chapters inside this story. The creature we dispatched. What was it? What is it doing here?
From what I can tell, it was trying to pervert the draconic remains that lie here.
Do you know who is its patron?
Some greater demon, I imagine. It is a hierarchy amongst their kind. I have seen lizard folk over my many years, but never one with your appearance. From where do you hail?
Not many recognize the name. It's a volcano named Ajoma, far away from
I
here.
have heard of the Orsun Mountains, but I have not seen them myself. What else would you know, you who come here respectfully?
Would it be all right if we took those bones with us and removed them from here? Took them back to the people that asked us to come find them.
This depends. Are they likely to send others?
Well, not if we tell them not to. Hopefully not.
Your word carries this much weight.
Well, there is. All right, I'm not gonna try and poke and prod too much, but you did mention some draconic remains, and they are, at least the guys we work with are pretty respectful of dragons. And she's thinking of Clem.
The eyes slightly drift to Obsidian's belt.
Oh, that. Sorry.
We found them.
No, that one. Listen, there's a whole thing right now with a dragon that's trying to take over the world, and obviously
There is always a dragon trying to take over the world.
Yeah. Well, him and his followers.
I am not precious towards the well-being of dragons. Let me be clear about this.
Well, good, because
I care about ensuring that history is preserved, and this place is bathed in it.
We would gladly share on your knowledge of more. We were told this temple was built in honor of two babes who died very young. But clearly this is not its true nature.
Their eggs were smashed when their mother was killed.
Who was their mother?
A great drake named Corvellium.
Aww.
We've heard of her. In fact, we slept under the protection of her remains. What seems weeks ago. She would have been a great ally for the fight that is to come.
Indeed. But she
So,
was slain.
But
And
her
this place
remains are
never
not.
fulfilled its purpose.
But her remains are not here. Or whose remains are here? The babes?
No, they are yoke, trodden into snow. There was a consort of hers who oversaw the preparation at this place. He chose not to leave when it sank beneath the waves.
Oh, what was his name?
This I do not yet know. I am still piecing together the histories here from what scraps I can find.
Oh, are you not, from here?
No. I recently learned of this place and of its neglect, and have decided to take it under my protection.
Oh.
I will now be curating this place.
Are those guys... those
Yes.
guys work for you? They came with you?
I created them, so in a way, yes.
Cool. Seems like kind of a cool job.
I'm sure you have more questions. Take a moment and think of them, I say, as I end the session, because somebody has to go and we're 10 minutes over. And we will pick up here and continue our conversation next time.
Man, we probably have information that this guy wants. If he's just around
No.
piecing this stuff together, we've
I was
recently
checking.
been at the dragon
We don't have
archives.
much, unfortunately. There are no
I
mates.
legitimately was just checking that.
On what, sorry?
So